The topic of today's video is cutting versus bulking. Which one should you do at this stage? Now, I'm going to take a guess here that you're watching this video because you want to get into good shape, build your dream body, get an aesthetic physique. Now, in order to do this, right, it depends where you are, okay? I would say about 90% of the people watching this video shouldn't even be considering cutting, right? The only time you should consider cutting is if you're either severely overweight or you have enough muscle that you've built up over several years of training. I'd say even maybe 2 to 3 years. If you're realistically not in either of those groups, you probably shouldn't consider cutting. What you should do is consider bulking. The issue I think with a lot of people have is that if you, they're obsessed with cutting and looking lean, looking aesthetic. The problem is if you don't have enough muscle and you decide to go into a cutting phase, you will not look good. You'll just look really skinny and you won't really have any muscle on you to show for it, which is why you need to bulk first in order to have enough muscle. Yes, there's going to be a 6-month period, maybe even a year, maybe even 2 years, depending on how long your bulk is, where you look a little bit more, fat and you look a little bit more out of shape. But overall, that is going to actually make you more gains and it's going to make you look better in the long term. So it's okay to sacrifice looks for the time being in order, for you to look better in a few years' time. Now, I had big issues when I was bulking. I'm still kind of in a bulking phase at the moment. I'm trying to actually cut at the moment. Now that I've bulked up for a solid about a year in the last year. Boy, did I look fat when I bulked. Like, I didn't look in shape. But I know that it was worth it in the long term, right? You're going to get a lot of people that are going to call you fat. You're going to get a lot of people that are going to criticize you for bulking and say, no, you should be lean, you should be aesthetic. But trust me when I say this, that if you commit yourself to a good bulk for a year, maybe even 2 years, right? And then you cut after that, you're going to make so much more progress and you're going to be so much bigger and just more aesthetic in the future, right? The way that bulking works is you have to be eating clean foods. You have to be eating foods that are actually going to matter. Foods that are actually going to build you muscle. So things like protein, so a lot of meats, especially lean meats like chicken, fish, complex carbs and healthy carbs, things like rice, pasta. They're really good foods for bulking. I'll make a separate video on sort of full dieting and what I sort of ate when I was bulking versus when I was cutting. But basically don't eat junk food is what I'm trying to say. Please don't. Because you'll just look fat and you'll look worse. If you clean bulk, you're still going to put on a little bit of fat, but you're going to make a lot more muscle and you're not going to put on as much fat as muscle. Whereas if you dirty bulk, what's considered called dirty bulking, which is where you eat a lot of garbage, junk food, things like that, sugary foods. Yes, they have carbs in them. Sugar is carbs, but they're not good carbs, and they're carbs that are going to make you gain a lot more fat, and it's going to ruin your health in the future. So I guess to summarize this video, if you're unsure, if you don't have enough muscle, bulk for a year, maybe even 2, bulk with clean foods only, okay? Do not eat junk food, don't drink alcohol, things like that. Bulk with good foods, lots of meats, lots of fats, so things like cheese, dairy, sort of cream, things like that. And then also a lot of carbs like rice, pasta, even vegetables and fruit and things like that. They're actually really good for when you're bulking. So if you don't know whether to bulk or cut, I think you should probably bulk.